Today our video is going to be about pruning peach trees and how to protect them too, because we had a snowstorm right after I pruned. We're going to do it in a time lapse, and I'm going to do a voiceover and tell you all about it. We're going to have a fun time. I'm going to teach you a lot and we're going to learn together. So come along, help us prune some peaches. So we start off, I'm showing you both of my peach trees. This is the smaller one. There's lots and lots to prune on both of these, so I just want to give you a kind of close-up look. But also, you know, what is a peach tree? It's a stone fruit, also called a drupe. And from the dictionary, it says drupe, a fleshy fruit with thin skin and a central stone containing the seed. Examples: peaches, plums, cherries, apricot, stuff like that. So, since these are stone fruits, we know that there are different ways to prune stone fruits and stuff like apple trees, pear trees. Those are different. So yeah, we'll start off with that. Look how tall that one is. And there's all my clippers and stuff. Wasn't sure what I had to use. I ended up using all of those, plus my Sawzall. Okay, so this is my first time actually pruning these trees. They're about 2 years old. But what you want to look for is you want to end up pruning it to an open center, which means you see there's about 3 big branches on this tree right here. They're all kind of going out in a swoopy bowl shape. You don't want a central leader on the trunk. That gives it a lot of airflow and all the light it needs to produce lots of yummy peaches, which is what we want. I kept stepping back so that I could kind of see what I wanted to get rid of and the shape I was going for. You can prune a lot of them to like kind of a Y shape up towards the top. And also I'm pretty sure that I pruned and I chopped off like the ends of the branches before it got too long. And then this way we keep this tree pretty small so that we are able to take care of it. John came out to help me, which was so nice because it was really hard to decide which branches you really wanted to go for, you know? Oh look, these are my overwintered pansies. Aren't they beautiful? And now we are, now see I'm doing the tips of them now. That keeps them short. And all the little dead and diseased pieces, which there wasn't really anything diseased. There was some dead pieces on them. Definitely clip anything that looks like that. We try not to clip off more than 30% of the plant, I think is our rule of thumb. So why do we prune in the winter? Well, there's no leaves on the tree, so it's easier to see. It controls the size of the tree. If you don't prune your trees, they will get lanky, they'll get too big, the branches will snap with the weight of whatever peaches you get, and they're not going to be strong branches. So, and you'll also get really small fruit. Look at this giant tree. This is the second one. There are 2 different varieties. I forget what they're called, but this one got way bigger. Obviously you can see, way taller than me. We had to take a bunch off of this one. You really want to try to establish your trees young so that you don't have to cut giant branches. That's what we ended up having to do with this one. We had quite a few big branches and we did have a central branch, so we got rid of that one. Pretty sure it was that one right there. There was a giant one we cut off. we cut off a lot of this one, and a lot of the height too. We really want to just concentrate all that energy going into the fruit of the tree, because we did not get peaches last year. The year we planted it, we got 2 peaches, and that was just from the store. They had little buds on them, and we protected them. Last year we did not protect them from the frost, and this year we are. So hopefully we get lots of peaches this year. I was using the saw, it was so hard. But see what a big branch that is? I ended up getting the sawzall out to cut down all the giant pieces that I couldn't really do by hand. There's the trusty sawzall. Get it, girl, get it, girl. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you don't want any crossing branches, any branches that are going to compete with other branches, because you want it as open as you can get, you know? You want the bowl shape, you want the about 3 main branches kind of going into the bowl shape. We're going to cut it down shorter to control the height. Getting rid of all the diseased stuff, no competing branches, we're pruning to a Y. Those are the main things. And you know, don't be greedy for peaches. I know it's hard to cut off all these branches because it seems weird. It seems weird. You want more branches, you think of more branches, more peaches. But really, pruning is super beneficial. It's going to give you better peaches as your end result if you do all this pruning. So yeah, don't be greedy for peaches. Cut your branches. Again, we're talking about being greedy for peaches. The tree is going to try to set tons and tons and tons and tons of flowers or fruit, because you know the flowers turn into fruit eventually. Seems awesome. You're like, OMG, I got so many peaches for me. But then you get close to harvest and you notice how small they are, and they're not as good, they're not as juicy. So when they start flowering, you need to go and pluck, kill, destroy the flowers every 6 inches or so. So you need to pick them and have them 6 inches apart. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you're going to get way better harvest and yield that way. Here's some more B-roll. So this is actually the same clip from a minute ago, but sped up like crazy, because when I was editing, you could see the clouds go by so beautifully. I'm not sure it's portraying what I want it to, but the clouds are really pretty. And it's almost over. Woo! This is the wrapped up trees for the snowstorm. And this was the night before. And then BAM! Snow everywhere. It was so cold taking this video. You're welcome. I bubble wrapped it. We put tarps over it. It was so windy. A lot of it came undone. Look at them footprints. They so big. A lot of it came undone. The canopy kind of fell over a little bit, but they ended up being fine. I thought this was cool. Just a few minutes ago, I had stepped in this same area, and the wind was so hard that it just covered them up. And I don't know if you can tell, all the way past my boots. A good foot of snow right there. It wasn't like that everywhere, but definitely right in that area. It was blowing, the wind was so hard. See, you can see it blowing. There's the beautiful back tree. There's the garden, full of snow, poor garden. And the pond out back. I thought it was pretty. So I thought I'd show you guys. And then that's just the backyard with all the snow. It was just crazy. Tennessee weather is the craziest. The next day, I'm pretty sure maybe a couple days later, the snow was gone, and it was probably 70 degrees again. That's Tennessee weather for you. Back and forth, snip snap, snip snap. There's my poor trees. I felt bad for them, but they ended up being pretty good. And here's a picture in just a second of them fruiting just a few days later. Well, not fruiting, flowering. Look at all them flowers. I haven't picked off the flowers yet, so I will go in and prune them to 6 inches apart. That is it. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you so much for sticking around watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.